Good morning, everybody. It's Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I know this video is like I did a live yesterday and I did my drill with me yesterday. I'm going to do another drill with me today, but it's for diamond painting tag questions that I will post a link to. Um, Marissa McCartney. Um, I guess she started this. And I guess a lot of people were asked these questions, and she's the one that made this up. I think. But anyway, excuse me. Anyway, so um, I'm sitting here and looking, and I'm not looking. Anyhow, so I'm gonna do those, and I'm gonna do it. You know, it's basically gonna be a drill with me. Only reason I'm doing this today is and I kind of feel bad because I'm sitting here doing, a drill with me, and I just did a live yesterday, and I did a drill with me on Tuesday. Another reason is it's Easter. It's going to be Easter on Sunday. So, and I kind of wanted to, like, wish everybody a good holiday because it's spring break here. It will be spring break this afternoon when the kids get home. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited, and they're excited. Of course, they don't seem to be. I don't think the boys realize. So, yeah. I mean, I told Skylar this morning it was Easter break, and or spring break, and he just looked at me and he's like, okay. And yet he's the one that's been going all week asking me, when does it start, Mommy? How long are we out, Mommy? So he makes me laugh. It's funny because and then Justin, he could care one way or the other, but that's, he's 17. He'd be whatever. And the other thing was, during my live yesterday, those of you that were in my live and, chatting with me and lurking and so forth, I need to apologize. I know what some people are going to tell me. It's your channel. And you do you. I don't normally now, I mean, at the beginning when I was doing my channel, yes, I was taking phone calls. But I realize, it's kind of rude. And I don't normally take phone calls. I put it on mute or put my phone on do not disturb, or I just don't answer. And so when the phone rang yesterday, it was kind of sort of an emergency. Justin there basically you have a form that you have to fill out to give your child permission to leave early or whatever. Well, because he has study hall in his last period, he that's what he did. And I told him, I said, well, I don't have a problem with that. I'll sign the form, and you can leave early. You just have to come home. Well, I'm not sure how. I know he was supposed to be on his way home because he had texted me, and told me, Mom, I'll be home, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Well, when I got the phone call yesterday, and I realized it was him, and I'm thinking, okay, he's not here yet, so obviously something happened. Oh, something did happen. he was getting ready to leave school yesterday, and I guess his girlfriend and him were standing. There's a spot, and I know exactly where it is. There's a spot by the auditorium of the school. Well, the administrators and everybody really doesn't, enforce the, whatever you call it, I guess the rule, because they really have never ever caused any problems. Nobody. I mean, not just my son, but nobody. So, as some of you know, when he called yesterday, he, usually, if he's done something wrong, I'm gonna get on it. So when he called, he says, Mom, I'm in trouble. And at first, I didn't really pay much attention to what he meant. And I said, why? And he says, I've got in-school suspension. Now, those of you that don't know what it is, it's kind of an alternative to being suspended outside of school. And I remember when it was started, because I was a Board of Ed employee at the time, and they started this because a lot of the kids were missing, schoolwork, and they didn't think it was right. It was part of the No Child Left Behind thing. And so, and they decided, for minor infractions, like first warnings for kids that, instead of giving them 2 or 3 days right there and then get outside of school suspension, they decided, okay, we're going to try this. So they did. So I was like, okay, why? And he was like, I don't know. Well, I know, I found out why he said that. He didn't want to get in trouble, and he was pretty upset. And I said, well, what did you do? And he says, I didn't do anything. And I said, well, if you're, getting suspended, you did something. Come to find out. I know I'm going to the long way around my freaking elbow to get to my knee, and I'm sorry. He wasn't going to tell me. And I said, well, I'll call the school and ask the school. Well, of course, he kind of, flipped out about that. No, don't do that. Why not? Because it's really not anything. Okay. So after that, and after, I got off the phone with him, I real quick stepped away from my live stream and called the school. Well, what really gets me is, even if my son was in big trouble, like they said he was, my thing is they should have called me right then and there. Nobody called me. I had to call them. So I called the school, and the secretary, and I told her who I was. I said, I'm his mother, and I kind of need to know why he's, getting into school suspension. And she just, kind of pushed it off and didn't say anything. And she says, I don't know the details, and I will, I'll have somebody call you. And I'm like, okay, how do you not know the details? Okay, you work there, you know more than what's going on than I do. So finally, after I finished my live stream yesterday, and I was sitting down here, and I was diamond painting some more, which I didn't do very much of. And the school resource officer, which is county sheriff deputy, called me back. And he says, Miss Wall? And I said, yeah. And he says, tell me who he was. And I said, what did he do? He didn't do a thing. Okay. I'm confused. Come to find out, as he was leaving the school and his girlfriend was walking, I guess they both get to leave together. I don't know. They were standing at this spot at the auditorium. And they were, they had just gotten there literally like 5 minutes before. This is what the deputy told me on the phone. And I said, okay. I said, so why did he have to stay? He's, he gets early release, early dismissal. He doesn't have to stay there. And, well, come to find out, there was a girl, I guess, that got suspended from school for, I guess, writing or spray painting graffiti on the auditorium's door. It just wasn't any graffiti. It was basically hate graffiti. It was I think it was a swastika. That's what he told me. And I said, my son wouldn't do that. And he says, no, we know. It wasn't him. The girl that did it was suspended. So I said, well, again, and I said, and I'm not trying to sound, rude and snippy and evil. I said, but why is he riding the bus home? He should have been home by now. And he says, well, I looked it up. Yes, he does have early release, but because he was supposedly, I guess the vice principal didn't know that he got early release. So, and my thing was, it's there. It's in the file. It's, it should be there in the computer system. You would think, right? So he says, yeah, I know. We covered that. And I said, okay. He said, but the vice principal gave him in-school suspension. Okay, why are you going to give my child in-school suspension when technically he's not even there? I said, and well, long story short, the vice principal never called me. I told the deputy, I said, I need the vice principal to call me because I'm going to I'm going to straighten this out with him. Well, Justin was upset. I could tell on the phone. So when he got home, I'm sitting, sitting down watching TV, and he walks in. He's in tears. And I said, dude, what's wrong? I'm going to jail. I said, for what? He says, the officer said I could be arrested and charged for the graffiti on the door. And I said, son, I've already talked to the deputy. You're not going to jail. Well, I shouldn't get in-school suspension. No, you shouldn't. But the vice principal isn't calling me back. Well, then to top that off. Now, mind you, I realize this is high school drama. And, and I know y'all probably get tired of hearing me talking about Justin's problems, blah, blah, blah. This really wasn't his problem. So, I guess in all of this mess, I'm still trying to understand this and why, but not the part about Justin, but the part about this next thing. Well, Justin is in his, in his room, and I had just made dinner, and he comes out and he looks at me and says, I gotta go outside. Okay, why? And when Justin gets mad, he gets mad. And I made the mistake of calling him, telling him you can't go outside. You need to tell me what's going on. And of course, he got ignorant, and well, that led to one thing and the other. So finally, after he calmed down, he looks at me and he says, Josie's missing. Now, Josie is his girlfriend. And I said, what do you mean she's missing? She has no reason, and of course we, assumed that it was because of her being caught, or supposedly caught. And he says, I don't know. And I said, okay. Well, he went back into his room, never said anything else. And I just assumed, he would be okay. Well, he comes out and he starts crying. And mind you, he didn't eat dinner. I tried to get him to eat dinner all night long. And I said, honey, what is wrong? They still can't find her. And I said, well, maybe, like I said, son, maybe, she's scared that she's going to get in trouble for something that really isn't her fault. Well, he decided to take it upon himself. So he picked up his phone, called one of his friends, and said, we're going walking. And I said, no, you're not. You're not leaving. You're not going to go roam in the streets. No, he got mad at me. And he went into his room, slammed his door, and I didn't hear from it again. So, I mean, I get it. I know. I mean, it's high school drama. I've been there. I've done that. And, I know what it's like to be worried about, your boyfriend, girlfriend, when you're in high school, when something happens and you don't hear from them. So, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So I called the girl's mother. They still couldn't find her. She said, I said, well, Justin hasn't seen her. I said, when Justin came home, Justin was pretty upset, went to his room, and just kind of locked himself out. Well, they found her. Don't know where they found her, but they found her. And I told him, I said, honey, I said, I'm glad that you care enough that you want to go, searching and stuff, but you can't, just fly off the handle. And he got it. He understood. But yeah, that was why my last part of my live was kind of drama filled, and I do apologize. It was crazy around here. And I knew when he called that it wasn't just to bug the crap out of me, and he doesn't call unless he has a reason. So anyway, enough with the negativity and drama and shit. So anyway, the other reason that I decided to do this a little early, besides the tag, was because, it's spring break, it's Easter weekend, and the kids will be off of school on tomorrow until Monday. They go back to school on Tuesday. So I went ahead and said, I'm going to do this and get this over with and do this drill with me now. And that way, because I know if I try to do it with the boys here on Monday, especially the little dude, it's going to be loud. So, yeah. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the tag. And like I said, I will list it in the description below. Alright, the first one is, okay, this is the diamond painting tag. This is something I guess a bunch of people, ask questions about, and a couple people decided, let's just make it, you know, one of these. And okay, this diamond painting tag, the first question is, how did you find out about diamond painting? Um, I found out from my best friend. She, oh my gosh, I can't remember how she did it, but she got me hooked. And I went to Michael's and bought a partial, um, one of the diamond dots, and I bought that, and that was my first one to learn from, because I didn't want to try to start a big one and, you know, mess that up. So that's how I got hooked. And I, you know, and I kid with her still, you know, telling her it's your fault, I'm addicted now. But, you know, it's all in good fun because I enjoy the hobby. So, and I hate to say this, you know, I cross stitch also, and I hate to say this, but it's faster than cross stitch, and that's sad to say. Um, the next question: what was your first diamond payment? Yeah, not diamond payment, diamond painting. hmm Project. It was a diamond dots butterfly. And then my first big one right after that was my Ever Moment. I saw Fruitini doing it, and of course, I love birdhouses, so I real quick went and looked for it and got it, and yeah. Who is your favorite company website to order from? Um, I've been using AliExpress and going to the different sellers, and um, one of my favorite sellers is Evermoment, and I can't really judge anybody else yet just um, because I haven't really you know, bought that much. So the next question is, do you prefer clear or the opaque covers? I don't. The opaque covers are fine, but since I've started using the parchment, I'd rather have the parchment paper. But I do have the opaque covers, and I have. See, excuse me. I have saved them, so I don't use them, but I do save them in case, you know, I need to use them. The next question is, what is your favorite DP diamond painting you've done? My favorite so far, besides my Ever Moment, is my Diamond Art Club, The Shepherd's Cottage. That was my favorite one out of all. Um, because, I mean, the colors, and, you know, the colors were just, you know, amazing. The next question is, how many diamond paintings are in your stash? Two, right now, anyway. Um, I don't have a stash per se, but I have two that are waiting in line to be done. I would like to have a stash. It would be nice, but I don't have a stash yet. I mean, and not only that, I don't have any room to put them. That would be the problem. Um, what's the largest size you've completed? Uh, that would have to be my Ever Moment. Now, I don't know I can't remember the size because I don't have. Oh, yes, I do. Hold on. Mm, the Ever Moment one. Darn it. Really? Uh, Hold on. Is the Ever Moment one, the flowers and the birds that I did, was 35 centimeters by 105 centimeters. That's the biggest one I've done so far. Um, do you keep your spare drills? Yes, I've started to because I am trying to um, keep them and organize them so that if I need them, you know, how some of us are about organization and stuff like that. I'm trying to organize that way slowly but surely, if that makes any sense. The next question is, do you keep, or what kind of setup do you have and where do you diamond paint? Um, when I first started this, um, my setup was in my bedroom with my drafting table. And it got to be too confined because, you know, my computer is back there and it just got to be, you know, too confining. And I just felt like I was boxed in. And so I moved everything out here. And because we don't eat at the dining room table, my kids like to sit on the floor or on the couch and eat. I just made that part my dining room, my kind of little, you know, craft area and diamond painting area. And, excuse me, that's basically where goodness, sorry, I am burping. Where I diamond paint. I do eventually want to find a house with more room. I need the room. I need the space, especially, you know, for to have a craft area because it would be nice. That's one of my goals. Next is do you work only? Do you work only? Do you only work? Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm having a time this morning. Do you only work on one diamond painting at a time or several? I usually try to work on one at a time, but lately because I'm doing the supernatural one for my lives because it was a request, and then I'm doing my daughter's butterfly explosion, so it's kind of too right at this point. I usually do try to work on one though. What is the biggest oops you've ever made? Um, I guess where it comes to diamond painting, the biggest oops I've made is mixing up symbols. I was doing a diamond painting where I can't remember if it was, I don't remember which one it was, but I was doing a diamond painting. I think it was this one, or I can't remember. No, it was my daughter's diamond painting that is underneath it here. Um, there were two colors that look exactly alike, and well, are two symbols that were so close together not in color, but in symbol. And I misread the anyway, I picked the wrong color for the symbol and used different color. That was my biggest oops. Do you prefer to diamond paint alone or with someone? It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't go anywhere. I'm usually home all day long anyway. Um, I would like to have someone to diamond paint with, to sit here and chat and, whatever. But I don't, because I never go out unless I'm going to the grocery store or to pay bills or to check the mail. That's basically it. I know my life is boring. I just don't go out because a whole lot because um how many have you finished? I have finished 2 so far. I have my ever moment ready to go on the wall, but I need to that get something to hang it with, and then my Diamond Art Club Shepherd's Cottage will be next. What is your favorite type of picture to order? Wolves, landscapes, Disney? Um, Something that is a country theme, like, a country looking theme. And I do like wolves, but my daughter likes them better. So, if I order those, they go to her. Who was your first diamond YouTube creator that you found? Oh my gosh. I think it was Diamond Painting by Donnie. I can't remember. And it's not because I forget. It's just I can't remember. It was either Fruitini or Diamond Painting by Donnie. I think the only reason that it was Diamond Painting with by Donnie. The only reason I found her is because that's when I started researching the diamond paintings and found out that there was a way to turn um, heaven and earth cross stitch designs into diamond paintings, and she had started working on one, so I was kind of curious, and I started watching her, and then I kind of it went from there. It just became a total chain reaction, and then I was watching Fruitini, and she's the one that kind of inspired me to go ahead and start my channel. Yes, granted, I was nervous. Oh my gosh. It was just like, I don't know if I want to do that. I already record videos, and I just didn't know if I wanted to, you know, be that brave. Because I'm one of these people, I'm a very shy person. Yes, I can sit here and talk your ear off a mile a minute because you're not in front of me. I'm recording the video. So, yeah. And, and I was like, nobody watches me now. So it would be like, but, and I'm thankful now that, I have subscribers and, so that was, they both were, let's put it that way. Have you ever ordered a custom? No, I want to. I have a picture that I want to get made, actually two, and I'm looking into that now because I'm kind of, I want to do a custom. I've never done one, and I want, that's, next question is, hold on. If so, what is it a picture of? Actually, because it's two, and I've been getting teased a lot about this, and I'm sorry. I'm 50 years old, and I'm one of these ones that loves her TV shows. The first one, I found an image online, Googled it, and found an image of, as you all know, I watch Supernatural. You guys have heard me in lives, and I was trying, before I got this Supernatural, really, of course now it's gonna go bye-bye. My light got turned off. Seriously? Before I ordered this Supernatural painting, I was trying to find one of the boys, the two guys, Dean and Sam, and their mother and their father. Well, I didn't find one on AliExpress. So I went and searched on Google and found one. So that's going to be one that I'm going to get as a custom. Also, when I was a little girl, I had a dog. And his name was Bo. My dad called him Bo Doggy. Come to find out, my dad named him after Bo Diddley. Don't ask me. The things that my father, I don't know why. And technically, the dog, Bo, was my dad's dog. But it kind of became my dog. And my parents had a picture of Bo. And now, mind you, it's black and white, which, that's not a problem. And I've wanted something of him here because my kids always ask me about, what my dog was like when, and I've tried to explain, and, of course they've asked me, what's happened to him, and I tried to explain that, but, that's the two that I would do pictures of and make customs of to start with. And eventually it would be one of me and all four of my kids. What are the companies that you would never order from? Right now I can only think of one company, the Uptown Funk store on AliExpress. Just because it took them forever to send my Negan diamond painting to me. It took them almost 2 months to get here. And it wasn't because, of the normal shipping. It was because of the fact that they canceled it. So when they canceled it, I told them I wanted my money back. Or no, it took them forever to ship it out at the beginning. And when I went to cancel the order, they they denied that request, and they shipped it out. Then of course it got lost in the mail. So now, Lord knows I'll probably get another one somewhere along the line of the same thing. That's the, oh, and Who Can, for right now. I don't know if Who Can has fixed their problems. Um, just because I am still a little, and I don't want to say ticked off, but I'm still a little disappointed in my Who Can that I started and didn't finish because of the popping girls. So I'm kind of hoping that, you know, maybe I'll give them, you know, a couple months and see what happens. Um, do you seal your canvases? If so, how? I do, and I seal them with Mod Podge, the regular original Mod Podge. A lot of people seal them with the Mod Podge glitter and a whole bunch of other stuff. I am going to try. There's a, no, I forget what the name of it is. GB Maltese had it in her video, one of her live streams about what she uses. I think it's called Krylon spray. I can't remember what it's called, and I'm gonna try it. As a matter of fact, I just put 2 in my cart on Amazon. Um, that's what I've been using now. Do you prefer round or square? It really doesn't matter. Um, to me, now I don't know about anybody else. To me, the round drills go a little faster. Squares take a little longer because you have to sit and put them in the just right on the canvas and the little itty bitty grid. But to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I like both. So I'm not really a picky person. How many drill pins do you have, and what is your favorite? I have one, two, three right now. Oh, four. My favorite one is this one that Rachel gave me. I haven't used it lately, only because I'm I'm kind of, feel like if I don't use or try, use my pens, and somebody has suggested that I could use, a pen for each project, and to me, I don't know. I haven't decided. Um, how do you deal with bubbles and rivers in your canvas? I haven't got that far. I know somebody was telling me um, yesterday about using an X-Acto knife and your diamond pen. I'm going to have to watch a video, I guess, before I try. I know um, somebody has done a video. There's a couple people that I have. So I'm going to watch that before I are going to watch it, so that way I know what to do. Because I have I've never had that problem. I might have to on this one just because I see a couple, bubbles here and there, but it's not like they're really, really, big and huge and going to cause a problem. Okay, the next question is, do you use multi-placers? Yes, I haven't tried it. I use the 3 and the 6. I've been using them on my Shepherd's Cottage, but I haven't tried it on this one yet, just because I'm kind of nervous. because I've never used a multi-placer for squares. So yeah, it's going to be interesting if I do. But I might try it out and see what happens. I haven't I haven't mastered the 9 placer yet. I'm still trying to figure that one out because I tried using it on my shepherd's cottage, and that it just, yeah, it was kind of, I don't want to say a disaster, but it, yeah, I had my moments with that one. What is your favorite multi-placer to use? The 3 and the 6. I have the 3 here, and where's the 6? I think this is it. Yeah, and here's the 6, which I don't have anything. I don't have any wax in it yet. So, um, those are my 2 favorites to use. So, what if you could sit in DP with anyone on YouTube in person, who would it be and why? Um, oh my gosh. Um, hmm, gosh, there's so many. Hmm. I think Caroline Whittington, because she and I seem to have so much in common. And it was kind of funny when I did, I think it was last week when I did or a couple weeks ago when I did um, my 80s tag questions. And it was amazing because she commented, and she's like, you and I have so much in common. I like to read. And she had the same, you know, likes and dislikes that I have, or that I had when I was in high school. So it was just kind of neat that, that was that it really, I was, I don't know how to put it. I don't even know how to say it because now I'm totally speechless. Um, what is your favorite reason to DP? Mm, I have a couple. The first reason is, to me, it's relaxing, and I just like watching, the picture come out. The second reason is I have depression, and I don't think I've shared this with anybody. I don't even remember. I probably have in one of my other videos, and I'm sorry, guys. I mean, this is meant to be a tag question, not to go run. I found out I had depression 20 some years ago, and no, it wasn't even that. 17 years ago, right after uh, Justin was born. I did not, I didn't believe my mother, or yeah, I didn't believe my mother when she first told me. I kind of, was like, yeah, okay. So my dad finally told me, he's like, Jen, I see the same symptoms with you that your mom has. And I I didn't believe her, and I didn't believe him. And finally I ended up believing him, only because um, there was no other explanation for what I was feeling. At first I thought it was postpartum depression, but it wasn't. So I went, and of course I didn't. To me, after I lived with it for a while, and I thought, okay. And I just never really went and did anything about it. Finally, I don't even want to say a couple years ago. I want to say, like, 5 or 6 years ago, I finally did something about it because it got so bad that I was having panic attacks. I was standing here one day, vacuuming the living room floor, and all of a sudden, for no reason, I had a panic attack. And I couldn't, you know, it if any of you don't know what it feels like when you have a panic attack, and those of us that do, believe me, I wouldn't wish it on anybody in my whole entire life. And it you feel like um I don't even know how to describe it. It's just it's hard to describe. You start off crying, then you get scared, and you really have, no real reason as to why. And so after that, I found, I went, and saw a therapist, and she informed me that I had depression along with anxiety and panic attacks. So she gave me medicine for it, and that's why I started cross stitching. And then when, of course, when I started doing this, to me, it's a way to relax. I mean, that's just me. I mean, that's my opinion. And, I feel like that's, and it helps a lot, I mean, for me anyway, it helps a lot. Um, uh, would you go on a DP retreat if there was one? I don't know. I probably would if I had the money. I mean, I would love to go on one. If I had the money, and it just depends how far away it is, because I don't drive. So, yeah, that would be the only obstacle. Do you prefer a thick or thin canvas? Um, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I have no clue. Um, what is your favorite tray to use? My favorite tray is this one. I love this tray. And I have all the ones that you get with the kits, and I just no, I just didn't. And I mean, I was trying to use one like this, and I just can't, because number one, the drills, I just didn't like it, so I didn't use it. Um, who have you passed on the DP addiction to? My two girls. Um, they have picked it up, and they like it. So that and another friend, she cross stitch friend, and she started doing that. What is your favorite drill color? Oh, good lord. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite drill color. That's, yeah, I don't know. Huh. I have to think about that. If you could DP anywhere and diamond paint anywhere in the world, where would it be? Um, I don't know. Um, oh my gosh. Um, it's bad when you don't know. And I won't say a beach because yeah, no. Um, uh, I would say like by a swimming pool, not exactly, not right directly by the swimming pool, but or even in a cabin in the mountains in front of the fireplace. I mean, I know, I don't know. I should have wrote down answers to questions. Do you use a light pad? Yes, I use one. My best friend just gave me hers because mine died, and I use this one. This one is a rechargeable one, and um, which I didn't know they had those. So it's kind of nice, and it's not as bright as I, had hoped it would be, but it helps a lot because I can't see the symbols any other way. Do you use a lot of accessories or make do with what's in the kit? Okay, I'm one of these ones that if you're going to start a hobby, it's either you jump all in and just get everything or you don't. It's taken me a little longer to do that, but I do have things that, I use um, now, but I do use like the little bags that come in the kit. I use those for storing my diamonds, my extra drills. Okay, what is your favorite working storage? I haven't really got one yet. My favorite one right now is my Craftmate lockables, which no, I'm not using it now. Um, then my favorite long-term storage, I'm working on that now, and it's using the little bags that you get in the kits to store my extra drills. And I will, put them in numerical order by DMC number. And I have two different like little baskets for one for squares and one for round. Um, what storage have you seen that you want? I'll admit there's a lot of them out there that are really really decent. But and I was seriously considering like the Doris, and I don't think that I'll be able to afford those. So I just went ahead with the little plastic bags, and I'm kind of doing my own little storage thing, which I'll be making a video about. I just haven't really sat down and figured out when I'm gonna make the video. What is your favorite tray? That was already asked. Again, this is my favorite tray. Who inspired your channel? Free Teeny. That's all. I mean, like I said earlier, I was watching her live stream, and she kind of inspired me, and if it wasn't for her, I would not be recording videos. And yeah. Do you cut your cover or leave it whole? I have cut the cover. It all depends on how big the cover is and how big the diamond painting is. If it's, you know, small enough that I can leave the whole cover, then, you know, I will. If not, then yeah, I'll cut it. What do you do with your extra trays? Blah. Right now they're just sitting in a container behind me, and they're just sitting there collecting dust. With my wax, this is what I store my wax in. You guys can see I have a container that I store it in, and I just fold it up and put it in here, and yeah. My pens, they are sitting in a cup holder, cup, I guess. With these, I have a lid that can go on it, but yeah, that's where they're sitting, is in this cup holder. Do you use the wax or another? I use the wax. I was gonna try another type of wax, but I changed my mind just because, you know, I was like, what's the point? I'd rather use it and use what I have because it works for me. And I don't have a problem with the pink wax. So, what is your ultimate dream diamond painting? Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. If I had to have an ultimate dream diamond painting, it would be one of my whole entire family. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins, and, you know, my sisters, my brother, and my parents, and my kids. And that would be my ultimate, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, just because we're all strode out all over the country, and yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, because I have one aunt and uncle that live in California. I have one that lives in Georgia, and of course, then, you know, my sisters. My one sister lives in Kentucky, another one lives in Italy, and it's just, it would be a lot to get everybody here and do that. So, but that is all of the questions, and I hope this helped with the tag. I will be adding the tag in the description. And I will put that in the description of this. Yeah, I can't. I'm not thinking. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I will put this in the description. And I will, for everybody that, all my subscribers that do have a channel that want to, answer this. Thank you, Marissa, for the questions. And I will put this in. And if I don't see anybody tomorrow on my live, or Saturday on my live, I want to wish you guys a really, really nice Easter. And I will see you all next time. And you guys have a good rest of the week. And enjoy. And again, happy Easter a little early.